Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Sarah Labrat and today we are collabing with author Angela Ann to talk about what's next after Camp NaNoWriMo. For Camp NaNoWriMo, my personal goals were to finish the big picture edits for my project DE, which is a high fantasy told from 3 points of view that includes magic and dragons and mind control and a bunch of other fun stuff. Before I started Camp Nano in April, but I actually started on March 14th, so I gave myself 6 weeks instead of 4. My word count for my project DE, the rough draft, was 87,000 words. And so that is what I put into the Camp NaNoWriMo website, was that I wanted to edit 87,000 words in the month of April, but in my terms, 6 weeks. During week 1, I ended up deciding that I wanted to rewrite the beginning of the book, and then I learned that I was gonna be moving, and so I flew down to Texas, packed, and moved, and that took about a week because I flew down there. I thought I was just going to be packing, but I ended up packing, touring apartments. I found one I liked that was available, and so then I set a moving date and just moved all my stuff over during that week. During one of my very long packing days, I did do a 10-hour write-a-thon, which was very, very productive, and I'm super happy that I did that. It was also interesting for me to be reaffirmed in the fact that I love productive breaks, and so mixing packing and editing actually worked really well for me. But that one day where I did a 10-hour editing/packing-a-thon was the only day that week that I actually got creative words done. And then in week 2, I changed my Camp NaNoWriMo goals from wanting to finish all of the developmental edits to just doing the 87,000 words. And I didn't even really think I was going to hit the 87,000 words because I had only edited 47,000 words in 5 weeks. And then for the last week of Camp Nano, I decided that I was going to try to finish editing the 40,000 words that were left to meet the goal that I had put on the website. And in an amazing turn of events, I actually finished that goal a day early on April 29th instead of April 30th, meaning that I won Camp Nano, which was absolutely amazing. And I believe it was the first time I've ever won a Nano event, despite participating in, I think I participated in April Camp NaNoWriMo last year, and I think my goal was 20,000 words, and I think I hit that, but that wasn't really a stretch goal for me in the summer months. That's pretty normal for something that I can achieve. But the 2 NaNoWriMos that I've done in November, I have not succeeded at because I cannot write 50,000 words in a month. So now that I won April Camp NaNoWriMo, I wanted to collab with author Angela Ann in talking about what we are each working on next. Down below in the description, you can find a link to her channel and her video when it goes live. I am filming this video on May 3rd, and so I kind of want to talk about what my writing plans are for May, what the rest of the editing journey looks like, when I might be thinking about beta readers, and so on. As I said, today is May 3rd, and so I think I'm going to take until the middle of May, so about May 15th, for me to finish the developmental edits of my project DE. Actually, just this morning, I submitted a draft of my query letter to a contest that's being held because they are going to be picking the top 3 query letters, or their favorite 3, I'm not really sure how they're choosing that, and sending those on to an agent who is going to give feedback on those 3 query letters. So as an exercise in how well I know my own story, I thought that would be a good practice run for when I start to query. Because my project DE is something that I would like to traditional publish. If it does not find the right home, I will self-publish it, but I feel like it's a really good book to traditional publish, and so that is the route that I'm going to try to go down first. But that is, of course, after I finish all of the editing on it. So from today, May 3rd, until May 15th, I'm going to try and finish this second draft of my project DE. That includes all of the major changes in this draft, which are correcting character arcs and personalities, and correcting the plot and fixing any plot holes that there were. There were a couple small ones, and just kind of ironing out the trajectory of the story, because this has taken me about 3.5 years to write. And then when I get to May 15th, I get to plug in the names that I just figured out last night and this morning, because none of my characters had names. But in order to submit the query letter, I needed to name things. And so in my next writing video, I'm going to touch on that a little bit. But in that draft, after this second draft that I'm working on, I will be plugging in the names of those characters because they finally have names. And I will be fixing smaller, more scene level issues, as well as ironing out how long the chapters are. And then at the end of that draft 3, I am going to be using a note card method where you like write out a brief description of each chapter and like whose perspective it's from, and then like mapping it all out and piecing the note cards together in the order that I like so that I can reorganize the chapters, because the form that it is currently in is each perspective as a story, and I wanted to do that to make sure that each perspective could stand on its own and was very strong structurally without the other two. And then hopefully after I rearrange the chapters and then fix any timeline issues within that, hopefully this might be shooting a little quick. This might be a little ambitious, but then hopefully I will be finishing that late May, early June, and then be able to send it out to some betas. Or maybe we should call them alphas because it's not like super polished right now, but I would like to start getting feedback so that I don't get it super polished before I send it to people and then they're like, oh, this whole section needs to be changed. Like, I want some feedback from like 1 or 2, maybe 3 people before I continue on with more like paragraph and line editing. And then in my 2020 goals video, I said that I wanted to write 350,000 words by the end of July. And because in January I figured out that I was actually writing the ending of the first book, I know that that's not my goal anymore. And so from here, I pretty much am just trying to work towards starting the traditional publishing process before the end of 2020. I do not know how many drafts it's going to take me, which is why I kind of want to start getting alphas soon so that I can start getting that feedback and move forward, hopefully quickly, because it does take me so long to write my first drafts. I'm hoping that the editing process isn't as long, because it's not like I zero draft and then have to rewrite the entire thing. I know that my rough draft is rough, but the second draft is looking a lot better than the first draft was for sure. And so I'm actually very excited with where this story is going. And as always, I will continue making videos and keeping you guys updated on my writing journey. That is what I have planned for what is next and what's going to be happening after Camp Nano. I encourage you guys go check out author Angela Ann's video down in the description box below. But that's it from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because that really supports my channel. Please subscribe if you are not already subscribed. And leave a comment down below telling me how you did in Camp Nano and if that is something that you would try again. As always, I post videos twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays, and so I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye!